Hello there, I'm Boo, and I like drawing, maximizing my hours in all the Pokemon games to find Chinese, and I really love to complain about lore in World of Warcraft. Hello, and welcome back to a new episode on the channel. Today we are finally going to look at all the new pets and my favorite pets from the Undermine patch, which already has definitely won my heart and me over. I am so in love with this pet. I am so glad to finally have something else to look at that isn't elves or humans or dwarves. And that is just fully embracing this silliness that is the goblin race in World of Warcraft. And we're going to start with definitely my favorite pet in this patch, the radioactive subject, who is currently beating me a little bit down. Stop that. The radioactive subject is, you won't believe it, a radioactive rat, because rats have become tameable in the new pet, which is so cool because I love rats. They are one of my favorite animals. I used to have a pet rat. I just love these little rodents so much, and to see them be tameable as pets is just the icing of a cake of an already amazing pet, even though the raid isn't even out. And even though I already tamed myself one, I will tame myself a second one because, as you know, I also like to go Beastmaster mode, and sometimes it's just real nice to have two rats. And this one is a little bit special because, as you can see, I am out and on top of a little tower that is down here in the Steamweedle laboratories. And I will show you now a way that worked perfect for me that I found on Wowhead. Our good friend over there, Rock the Fries, posted this little way of coming up here without much of a hassle. There are multiple ways you can do this. This is just the way that I tried out. It is still the first week of the patch, so everything is very new and exciting. Maybe there's a better way to get up here, but I will show you now how I did it. And to start our little jump and run adventure, we're going over here to the heaps. To be completely exact, we're gonna go over here to 5291, where a round pipe is, and we can jump on top of this pipe. And we're gonna fall down because we're such an experienced YouTuber, and we just really vibe with the mechanics of World of Warcraft. Hello, can I please? Thank you. And now we want to get a little bit of altitude because we want to goblin glider over there on top of that other pipe. Now, if you're not an engineer, that is no biggie because you can buy these things on the auction house for a relatively cheap price. Then they are used on, well, you won't believe it, but they still work the same way and they have a cooldown of 3 minutes. I am an engineer and now I will try to not fuck this up first time. We made it. And now we will just follow along this pipe dream, and soon enough we're gonna come across these little thingies. I don't really know how to call them. You cannot jump over them, at least I can't. So what I did, and what also our good friend over on Wowhead, Rock the Fries, said is you can just position yourself with your back to them and then jump over them with a back jump. Since you're just doing this as a hunter anyway because you want a new pet, that is you should be more than capable. And if you're a goblin, you can also use your goblin rocket jump, of course. And now we're just gonna walk along here. You gotta be a little bit careful. I mean, it didn't happen to me yet, but obviously you can also just fall down and then you have to do all of this jump and running again, which is very annoying. But as you can see, we have to wait for our disengage every now and then, which is fine because that gives us a reason to look over this beautiful city. And man, I said it in my first video about Undermine, and I don't really know when I will release this, if this will be the next or the next after, but I will say it again and again, this patch so far, and yes, it's only been 2 days so far, but this patch has already won my heart over. Man, I'm so in love with this. I love this. This is exactly what I've been missing from WoW in such a long time. And now we have made it to our object of desire because we want to go to that big building over there. We are now over the wet works. If you just follow the pipe, then you can't go wrong because the pipe only gets you one direction. And we want to land on top of that building. Just so you know, if you want to figure out another way to get up here, that is the building we want to get on top for our beautiful red friend. And I'm just gonna wait for my goblin glider to come off cooldown, and then I'm gonna levitate over there and I'm gonna dismiss my pet, even though I think that the radioactive red hasn't respawned yet, because it's rumored on Wowhead that they have a respawn timer of 10 minutes, just so you know what you're in for camping wise if you want to as a beastmaster, or if someone else just killed or tamed them. Alrighty, and now we jump. We use our goblin glider. And there is the radioactive subject, and we're gonna try to land here. I'm gonna freeze trap them again. I'm not gonna kill them or tame them because I already did. But this is how you get to this pet. At least, like I said, this is one of the ways. There are others, but I found this very easy and very recreatable. So this is how you get your beautiful first of all the rat companions. Am I tripping, or did they take tracking stables out of this little thing here? Because it's not with hunter tracking, I think. No, it's not. Wait, does it show up on my map? Unsure. Wait, so every single thing gets shown on your map but not stables? Are you for real? Alrighty, due to the unforeseen thing that I couldn't find a stable in the Undermine, we are in Donegal because first of all, I wanted to throw our newly acquired cutie pies onto the bank, and also I wanted to point something out that I already talked about and you probably know, but still this is a hunter video, so I will mention it. You can now skill your pets. Yesterday when I skilled Nuts from Cunning to Ferocity, it was a little bit laggy and it took a little bit of time for the game to accept that yes, Nuts is now a Ferocity pet, but it just worked, and then your pet changes its special abilities and obviously also the buff that it gives you. And we're going to throw Coco and Nuts onto the bank, and we're gonna keep Harleen. And we also gonna make her into a Ferocity pet because that is just usually very handy to have, because I would like to have a heroism on command. And there's our cutie pie. And even though I should probably know better and just put all my pets onto the bank, because like I said, I haven't really found a stable in the Undermine, I will keep one pet because that territory over there is relatively hostile. And now we're gonna take our teleporter back because we have a few more pets to look at. And right off the teleporter, we see one of my favorite new additions apart from rats, the hyenas in armor. They're all over the Undermine, and this one has purple armor, and you know me, I like my color purple, so going to dismiss Harleen real quick, and instead we're gonna pick up a bigger mermal, and this one. Please don't kick me away. Okay, thank you. Something that hyenas love to do, by the way. Oh, and look, wow, that is a big hyena. I love it when my pets are bigger than me, which is easily accomplished when I'm playing a goblin, but still, it just always makes me feel like I'm running around with this absolute powerhouse. And obviously, we're gonna name her Shenzi, not because I'm a big fan of horrible real-life adaptations of beloved Disney movies, but because The Lion King was one of my favorite movies when I grew up. The OG one, obviously. And now we're gonna zoom on because we have more pets to catch. And here we have our next pet. And since this is a daily hub, I just went ahead and wow, okay. And tamed this beauty, and I was not ready for it to actually grow upon taming. Holy hell, yeah, these are all the rage. The new bombshell crabs, hermit crabs. Yeah, these guys live in bombs, which is amazing, and I am actually in love with the fact that they're so big. So far I haven't tamed anything except for our little radioactive rodent friend, so I didn't know that. These guys come in all the colors. They are also all across the Undermine. Like, I didn't want to show you every single spot. If you want to know these, then go onto the page Petopia. You probably already know about it. That page is amazing. and it has all the pets sorted in families, and you can easily find the one that you like color-wise. The one I just tamed you can get on the Kaya coast, which is over in Zoldazar. I think you have to quest a little bit to really see this place as I see it right now, at least on one character. But as you can see, there's already another little crab, and I think I'm gonna pick this one up as well because it has a black shell, and that is pretty neat. Or rather, a black bomb. Its shell is not black at all. And okay, someone attacked us. Oh, and I really have to get used to the new changes that they did to the survival hunter. I haven't really played her much yet, so it's still a little bit weird that they put my beautiful baby boy flanking strike into a choice not with butchery, which I hate because I loved using flanking strike in M+. But sure, that's just how Blizzard likes to do their classes, because it was too cluttered for them. Well, it wasn't too cluttered for me. And over here we have the next little one that I want to tame, the escaped subject. Now, this little guy is a white rat with red eyes, which is gorgeous in my humble opinion. Looks a lot like the rat I used to have. And this one you can find right at the foot of the building that we actually tamed the radioactive rat at, which makes them really good buddies if you're a beastmaster and want to run around with 2 pets. And since I have one more pet I can bring along with me before I have to go back to Dornagal, I guess, because I still haven't found a stable, we're gonna fill that slot with this beautiful little baby boy. Wow, I'm such a big fan of these rats. They have animations for everything. They can sit down, they can sleep. It's just amazing. I wasn't familiar with your game, World of Warcraft. I thought you lost that, but apparently you didn't, which is great. Oh boy, they just gave me 5 trader tenders for some reason. Thank you. Alrighty, now we can see it still shows up on the minimap, which means you cannot choose to see the stables anymore. You just see them, probably only as a hunter, because anything else would be weird. But there is none in the main hubs in the Undermine. Like, don't even end me if there is a stable that is a little bit out there and not close to, you know, your hearthstones, because that is just bonkers. Can we please get a stable master at the hotel, or at least show where the stable master is, because I ran around there for over 5 minutes, which was more time than I wanted to spend looking for a stable master, and yet I didn't find them. Well, whatever. We gonna throw all our new acquired babies quickly onto the bank, and then we're gonna zoom back to the new patch because yeah, stable things. And apart from one other crab model that we're gonna look at, that's basically all the new pets. But don't you worry, I'm gonna show you a few more of my favorites, because there are so many color variants of them, and honestly I just don't want to stop showing off this patch because it's simply amazing. Also, if you like this kind of style for your hunter pets. So another hyena that I very much love the colors of is the armored growler. Honestly, if you want to tame these things, apart from the radioactive rat and the escaped test subject, most of them are just all over the place. So just go out there and tame your little heart out, because yeah, they're just everywhere. This beautiful specimen, however, is up here in Hovel Hill, and in Hovel Hill we can also find a few other new babies. Sad shout out, even though these well-fed croaches are labeled as beasts, you cannot tame them, which I think is such an oversight. I would love to have a little cockroach at my side, but you know, they still need to leave a few things to dream for us, I suppose. And while we're on the topic of sad things that you cannot tame, ignore my ring floating there. I don't know why that ring shows up and floats there. Yeah, these guys are also new. They are the Marina Zapper eels, and even though you can have them as a mount, you cannot have them as a pet for now. I mean, maybe Blizzard is gonna be nice to us and make them tameable. They haven't yet, so I'm just gonna remove myself from the situation, do my very, very dramatic little death animation that female goblins have, which I love, and then we're gonna move on because we have more stuff to collect, or rather me to show. But first, let me get this this thing, which is very laggy, because that is just the beauty of a new patch. Because you know, who could have thought that so many people would play the new patch? Not Blizzard, not Blizzard. What you can tame obviously are more rats, and just like I said, there are more red colors just as there are more hyena and crab colors. And these guys, again, you just find all over the place. Honestly, I didn't even really look at anything on Petopia or Wowhead except for the radioactive rat. I just ran around and tamed whatever came across my path. And well, look at these guys. Look at them. Oh my god, rats are simply the best. And one little thing that you might not be aware of is that you can go into the sewers. You can just click on this and then your enemies will back down with you here. So I'm gonna feign death, and it didn't. Anyway, we will just ignore these guys, because down here you can find the other version of the crab that I was talking about. Also, can you stop hitting on Harleen, please? These guys, they also come in so many different color variations, and to be fair, I like the bomb crabs a lot more. I'm not that big on crabs usually, I'm more of a spider boy, but still wanted to point them out. They're also all over the place. These ones are down here in one of the sewers, and I'm gonna grab one of these fluorescent trash pickers because I like the color combination. I mean, sadly they don't glow or anything, it just looks like that because of the ground that we're standing on, but still, cute new crab. Acquired. Honorable mentions go out honorable mentions go out to my boy George over there, because George is a special new crab, because we never had a crab like that. To tame him, you definitely have to stand in the way of someone who's doing a kill quest over here. To tame him, you cannot just waltz up here and do that. What you gotta do is you gotta fly around a little bit, because across the coast, the Kaya coast, are these yellow Kayamite chunks, and you have to click on 5 of them, then you get a buff, and then you can tame George. Currently there are simply too many people questing here, and I had someone F this up for me now 3 times, and I'm just over it. So, you know, look at George over there, think what could be, and come here very late in the evening, I suppose, and maybe you're gonna get lucky. Speaking of getting lucky, the other new pet that I wanted to point out are these jittering shardlings, because they are the first new coloration that we got for these bad boys since Cataclysm, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, they have a nice Kayamite glow to them. Obviously, these are Beastmaster only pets because they are exotic pets, but if you are a Beastmaster and you like that Kayamite glow, maybe also for your little goblin, then definitely pick one of these bad boys up. You can also just find them on the Kaya coast. This is the place for many new pets, because this is also part of the daily hub for the Undermine. And that has been it so far. Like I said, it's not really the quantity of pets in a way, it's just the quality of recolors. No, to be fair, I really love the new additions, like the bomb crabs are amazing. I love that you can finally tame rats, which is, like I said, for a little rat lover like me, just the best day ever. And I'm also really happy that we were able to tame that radioactive rat, because for a long time during the PTR cycle it wasn't really sure if we would be able to, so thank you for that. And with all of that being said, that's gonna be it for today. I really hope that I could show you a few of my new favorites. Please tell me in the comments if you have already tamed a few of these beauties, if you're planning to, if you have some special teams for your hunters planned. And what's your opinion on the new models? Do you like them? Do you wish there would be more? Or do you say this is amazing since all of these new additions are so out of the park? In any case, if you liked today's video, please consider leaving a like or a comment. It helps and I appreciate it so much. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing that as well. And I can't wait to see you again in the Undermine. And until then, bye bye!